for a walk on a winter's day. I'd be safe and warm if I was in LA. California dreaming on such a winter's day. I stopped into a church I passed along the way. Well, I got down on my knees and I pretend to pray. You know the preacher like the cause, he knows I'm gonna stay. California dreaming on such a winter's day. Hey, Drue James here from LearnGuitarInLondon.com. Welcome along to another song lesson. I hope the day is treating you well, and we're going to be learning an absolute autumn classic. Seems like the right time of year to be doing it. And this one has a really nice picked bit at the beginning. It's got some simple open chords. You are going to need to grab your capo and put it on the 4th fret of the guitar to be able to make it sound like the song. It might be too high for your voice with the capo on the 4th, so little tip here, if it is too high, just lower the capo, because lowering the capo lowers the key of the song. You don't have to sing as high or push as much, so therefore it's a bit easier. Okay, let's learn how to play it and get stuck in. The intro of this song has a picked A minor. So to make an A minor, put your index finger on the 1st fret on the B string, your middle finger on the 2nd fret on the D, and your ring finger on the 2nd fret on the G. E, A, D, G, B, E is the name of the strings. Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. So while you're making that A minor, with your thumb or your plectrum, it's up to you, you're going to go D string, G string, B string, or if you prefer, 3rd, 4th, 5th string down. Then back to 4th, so you go. Now those of you with, as long as your hands aren't too small, you can actually anchor your little finger on the body of the guitar like I'm doing here, okay? That makes it so you can keep your hand nice and close to the strings. Because the further away from the strings you are, the more likely you are to pick the wrong strings. Then, whilst making your A minor, put your little finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. Okay, then lift up the little finger to go back to this 1st finger, the index finger. So, and then finally lift up the index finger completely and play it as a 0. Okay, then, staying with your A minor, you play the 4th string down, the G, put your index finger back after you lifted it up from that 0. So play the G string, then the B string, then open on the thinnest string, because you're not holding anything down because it's an A minor. Then, with the index finger, lift it up and put it on the 1st fret on the thinnest string. Hold that down, play it once, and then lift it up again and play it open. So that's so far we have something like that. All right, so second fret. There we go. Then pinky finger on the 3rd fret on the B string, and then the 1st fret on the B string. So I'm going to go from where it's 2nd fret on the 4th string down. And staying with your A minor, you do the same thing that you did at the beginning, the 2 2s on the D and the G. Then pinky finger on the 3 again, on the B string, then 1st fret, revealing 2, which is the index finger. Then open. I'll do that again. Then 2nd fret on the G, which you're holding down, then lift up the G. Okay, I'll do that bit again. then to this chord, put your index finger on the first fret on the G string, your middle finger on the second fret on the A string, that's called an E7, and strum all 6 strings. So that's the picked intro. I'll do it very slowly. 3, 4. Now just a little bit faster. Okay, and then the singing starts over that E7. All the leaves are... And then on the word brown, we're going to be moving to an A minor chord like we had at the beginning. Now is as good a time as any to tell you what the rhythm pattern is for this. The rhythm pattern that we're going to be using throughout most of the song is down, down, up. Okay? Simple as that. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2 and 3, 4 round. 1, 2 and 3, 4 round. So nice and simple. Flick the wrists. Be relaxed on your right hand. So all the leaves are A minor. That's your A minor done. You're then going to change to a G. You can do G in a couple of ways, but I'm going to show it to you this way for the purpose of this song. Second fret on the A string, third fret on the E string, and ring finger on the third fret on the thinner string. Strum all 6. So we go A minor, G. Then you're to an F. Now in the video you would have seen me do the full bar F, which you can use, or you could use mini bar F, where you put the index finger down onto the bottom 2 strings, press those down so they're ringing, the middle finger on the second fret on the G string, and then ring finger on the third fret on the G. That's another F you can do, bottom 4, you can give that a go. If you're a complete beginner, then you can just lift up that bar so you're on first fret on the B, G and D string. But then you just want to try avoid, if at all possible, avoid strumming the bottom string. So it's a bit difficult, but you can just have an F major 7 if you're quite challenging, finding that difficult. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to use a bar chord F, where you put your whole index finger over the first fret. This is all relative to the capo. Obviously, technically it's the 5th fret, but the capo's here, so this is the first fret. The middle finger on the second fret on the G, ring and pinky on the third fret on the A and the D. Strum all 6. So let's have a quick recap there. We've got A minor, G, F, then we're back to G. So all the leaves are A minor, G, and then on the word grey, you're going to make this chord. For those of you that know an A chord, just think move an A chord up a set of strings. It's the second fret on the A, D and the G string. Use the pinky, ring and middle finger to do this and squeeze them in. Okay, so they're all squeezed on top of each other. This is called an E suspended 4th. You're going to strum 2 E suspended 4ths before changing to an E chord. To do this E chord, you lift up the little finger and put the index finger down on the first fret on the G. No need to move this little wedge of middle and ring finger. So this is your chord change. Suspended 4th to E. You could even have that finger held down if you want to. I don't choose to, but you can. So then the little finger makes all the difference. So we do 2 E suspended 4ths, then E. Just 1 E, okay? E suspended 4th. Before we go back to an F. But before we do that F, I like to recap. As you can tell, it's patient and understanding instruction. I don't really mind how long the lesson is, as long as you can play the song. So here we go from the A minor. 1, 2, 3, the leaves are A minor, G, F, and the sky is E suspended 4th, E. Then change to an F. I've been and then you've got a new chord here on the word walk, which is a C chord. First fret on the B string, middle fret on the second fret on the D, ring finger on the third fret on the A. Strum that once, walk. Then change to E. It's quite an easy change. Move your index finger up, middle and ring over. E, A minor. That's a very easy change. You move this little wedge of fingers down So I'm going to go from the E suspended fourths. I've been for a walk, E, A minor on an F. So just an F added in there. And then on the word day, we're E suspended fourth, E suspended, then E. So there's two E suspended fourths. 1, 2, then there's two E's. I'll be safe. So that second E is held over the I'll be safe and warm. And after that, we're sort of repeating, so I'm going to do it very slowly. I'll be safe and A minor, G, F if I was G, L suspended fourth, E, California dreaming, G, F, G, suspended fourth, E that's held, okay? So the only thing that might have been a bit different there is you do E suspended fourth twice as normal, then two E's like you did the line before. Over the California dreaming, G, F, on G, a winter's suspended fourth, E, to stopped into a church. And on the word church, if you saw my performance at the beginning, you'll see that I did play that a little bit differently. I'm going to show you how to do that because I think it sounds really awesome. But you can just do the same thing. Stopped into an A minor, G, F, I passed a G, E suspended fourth, just one E, F on my C, E, A minor, and I, F, suspended fourth, E, you know the E like the A minor, G, G, gonna suspended fourth, E, E for near dreaming, A minor, G, F on G, a winter's suspended fourth, then two E's before we do the flute solo. So what I was doing is on the such a winter's day at the end of verse 1, I did this, stopped into a church, I pass along the way, down on my knees. So what I'm doing is I'm palm muting, which means I'm taking this part of my hands here and I'm resting it just at the back of the guitar at the bridge here. There's a sweet spot to palm muting and I can't take you through that all the way through, but what I will tell you is it's closer than you always think to these pegs here with your palm muting. So I'd like you to pick the chord going A, D, G, D, stopped into a church. You hear that? So that's just with an A minor chords. Church, G, G. I'm going thickest string, second string down, then skipping to G, then skipping to D. Stopped into A minor, G, F. I'm playing F the same as I did G. Passed along. Then it's just back to G again. So it's A minor, G, F, G, suspended fourth, and I just bring the rhythm back. Well, I got down on knees, C, E, A minor, F. So what I'm doing there, C is from the A string down, so A, D, G, D, then the E is E, D, G, D, like we had with the F. F is the same, so A minor is the same, F, then suspended fourth, bringing the rhythm back. You know the preacher like that. And over that line, I like to be quite dramatic and do 8th beat downs strums. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and back into original G, so on and so forth as I've taken you through. So that's my little spin on doing verse 2. I really hope you use that if you're ever going to perform this song. I think it sounds cool. The flute solo, it's up to you if you want to include it or not. Obviously, you'd have to learn to play the flute and the guitar at the same time. Anyway, there's 7 A minors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then F, then C, then E, then A minor, then F, 2 suspended fourths, 2 E's, then A minor, G, F, G, 2 suspended fourths, 2 E's, and finally repeat that, A minor, G, F, G, suspended fourths, 2 E's. Then you're into your last verse. All the leaves are A minor, G, F, and G is great. Suspended fourth, E. I've been for a walk. You may find that F catches you out. It used to catch me out when I was learning this song. I've been for a C, E, A minor on an F day. Suspended fourth, E. If I didn't tell her G, F, I could leave to suspended fourth, E. California. And then for this outro, here we go. So it's A minor, G, F, G, A minor, G,